What if Superman grabbed the president right out of the Oval Office? Who would have stopped him?
I want to build a team of some very bad people who I think can do some good.
Y'all jokers must be crazy.
What?
You disobey me, you die. Irritate or vex me,
I'm known to be quite vexing. I'm just forewarning you.
you die. Let's play. Light it up! Don't forget, we're the bad guys.
All of that chit-chat's gonna get you hurt.
The man in the back is ready to crack as he raises his hands to the sky. And the girl in the corner is everyone's fun. She can hear him with a wink of her eye.
What you gonna do? You wanna see something? Y'all wanna see something? Yes, I wanna see something. I was trying to get you there. No hard feelings, right? We good.
What you having?
Beer.
Whiskey.
What am I, 12?
How about you, hot stuff?
Water.
That's a good idea, honey.
Hey guys, and welcome to another video. In this video I am going to talk about the Suicide Squad movie. My hat is very fitting for this. It is a Suicide Squad hat. I bought this prior to seeing the movie. This is no reflection on how I think of the movie, even though I do really like the movie. First of all, I'm going to try and keep this video at a decent length. I'm still not sure whether I'm going to put the trailer beforehand or not, and if I am, that means I need to make this video outlast the length of the trailer. This is the technique I will be using after some red flags were brought up with Warner Brothers. This video has to outlast the length of the trailer we're talking about. In this case we're talking about the movie, but I'm going to use the trailer as a representation of the movie. The trailer is a good representation of what is fun about the movie. There are a lot of things in the movie I personally don't like, such as story structure and the choice of villain. But that aside, and whilst giving no spoilers to who the actual villain is, I want to talk about some of the things that I liked about the movie. First of all, the casting of the characters. I think Will Smith did very well in his role of Deadshot. If you recall in the last video, I stated that I wasn't sure about his casting and that I thought he was just playing himself. And even though he, like in most of his roles, had a lot of heart, he played Deadshot. He was not playing himself. Another casting I would like to bring up is that of Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn was very reminiscent to the other incarnations of Harley Quinn that had previously been seen, whilst also giving a new spin on the character. I think this was a real refreshing and yet true statement on who the character is. Many may disagree with me, but this is my personal opinion. Now in semi-spoiler territory, and I advise you, if you do not want to be spoiled in any way, shape or form, just go away skip ahead just a couple of minutes. Okay, you gone? Okay. I want to talk about the cameo of the Flash. This interpretation of the Flash, I think, was very spot on. I don't know what this was, but whatever it was, what they presented in Suicide Squad was a lot closer to the character we actually know. And when you think about it, it was probably a more accurate version than the one you see on the CW show, in terms of what the suit is supposed to be capable of doing. And that's not me bagging on the CW show. I love the CW show with all my heart. It is my favorite thing. And with that passion and with that love for the character that started with that show and carried through the comics, this interpretation doesn't disappoint me. Okay, that's it for spoilers. Back to the main bulk of it. There were some characters I didn't think were necessary. First of them being Slipknot, and if you look in the trailer and see how little Slipknot shows up, you'll be perfectly aware of why I think his character was irrelevant. The character I didn't expect to really like was El Diablo. They gave a lot of heart and soul to the character and gave him a really nice backstory. This was unexpectedly heartwarming and was unexpectedly one of my favourite parts of the film. After much reflection, the relationship between the Joker and Harley was honestly a little disappointing. Now, before you bite my head off about this, I'd like to explain it. In the movie Assault on Arkham, Harley has a lot more independent role, and even for most of the movie, she claims that the Joker is mean, abusive, and that she hates him. This is different in Suicide Squad. In Suicide Squad, there is no difference between their relationship to what there was in the animated series, which is meant to be set earlier in the timeline, which for one is not accurate with Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad comes post her time with the Joker and is her independence point. And that, for the main reason, is why it's disappointing. Because despite the fact that it shows a lot of what we wanted to see, it shows a mismatched version of the origin story, which I'll come back to later, and it shows snippets of early Harley, it doesn't change their dynamic when it comes to present day. When it comes to present day, they have the same dynamic, which is not accurate to Suicide Squad, is insulting to the character of Harley, and has started a whole thing where people on the internet say, hey, I want a relationship like the Joker and Harley. I want to straight up state that a relationship like the Joker and Harley is not something to aspire to, and the depiction of the Joker and Harley in Suicide Squad makes it out that it is something to aspire to. Having someone be that abusive and that diminishing to your personality is wrong, is so wrong, and I think this goes back to what I was saying in my last video about The Killing Joke, when I said the Warner Brothers Entertainment team have made decisions and that I don't agree with them. I don't agree with Batgirl having sex with Batman. I know it was in the comics, I know it's accurate, but it added nothing to the story. I don't agree with the relationship between the Joker and Harley in Suicide Squad. Yes, it's good to see them together, and yay, nostalgia, yay, look, it's reminiscent of the animated series, but first of all, the origin story in the Suicide Squad was only snippet versions of what was in the animated series. The bits in between were left for the general audience and for fans of the animated series to fill in the blanks. The general audience couldn't do so. They were not aware of the origin story. The only person who benefited from that were hardcore fans. And then on top of all that, you have the degree that the characters didn't change the way they were supposed to have changed, and that Harley herself didn't change into a more independent, strong, badass fighter. Because that's what she is. She is an independent woman who fights, and yes, sometimes kills and hurts people, but she's independent. She broke away from her relationship with the Joker, but in this context and in the movie, she didn't do that. She's still loyal to him, she's still by his side, and it sets the wrong message, both as a fan of the content and as a believer of good relationships. That being said, Margot Robbie and Jared Leto played their characters very well. This is not a bad reflection on them. It's a bad reflection on the director David Ayer and the executives at Warner Brothers, who thought the path that the characters were taking was acceptable. Overall, I like the movie. I appreciate the movie. The movie was enjoyable. Yes, there were some nitpicks that I personally didn't like. But as a whole, the movie was enjoyable. And as a moviegoer, I encourage you to go see the movie yourself and make up your own mind. There's been a lot of people making up their minds based on what other people say. And this isn't the beginning of this has been happening for years with movies. My dad even used to do it with reviews in newspapers. People take these people's reviews as gospel, when in reality they are not the market for these movies. You and I are. The people who identify with the characters, the people who enjoy the characters, the people who enjoy the content, the people who enjoy the universe that these characters are set in. We should be making the reviews. Make up your own mind. Don't start telling people that it's a bad movie because someone else said it was a bad movie. I encourage you to go see the movie yourself and make up your own mind. Lastly, I would like to talk about copyright. As many of you know, I made a video reviewing the most recent Suicide Squad trailer at that time. I did it in the style of a reaction video. This was red flagged by Warner Brothers, and they claimed copyright on it. They did not give a strike, they did not do anything like that. And this bit of the video is not to bag on them. This bit of the video is to explain how their copyright works. As far as reaction videos go, you're better off not doing them. Out of that trailer, I would have only been allowed about a minute of the footage, which does not give the whole aspect of the movie. But videos like this, I have been told, are acceptable. This is an experiment in that. We'll see if it works. I'm told that if you put the video beforehand and talk about the movie for an equal amount of time, that it's acceptable. We'll see. I would like to thank and give all of you the name of a person who helped me out and has the possibility of helping you out. His name is Barry Gould. He works for Warner Brothers and was great help to me. I'd like to personally thank Barry for his help with my last Suicide Squad related video. He took that video and gave me feedback on why certain things weren't acceptable and why things were presented by other people were acceptable. As my knowledge of copyright was very novice. I encourage you to email Barry. I'll put his email below. If you feel that your Warner Brothers related content has been treated unfairly, he'll either assist you with it or he will tell you why a certain decision has been made. Currently, YouTube's service doesn't allow many comments. We're not given an explanation to why things have been taken down. But Barry took the time to answer every question I had, and for that I am thankful. So that's it for today, guys. I just wanted to make this video really quickly to review Suicide Squad, as I know some of you wanted me to, and I was planning to because I had an honestly great time. I went to the midnight screening. It's a great movie. The atmosphere in the cinema was amazing, and I would do it all again. Okay, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.